So, good afternoon, morning. We are hopefully, fingers crossed, on the last video, the final part to this 2012 lounge. That was a Copart job because it had a big, massive tree through the window. And in this final part, we need to clean the car, go over the small little bits and pieces, oil filter, air filter, but I generally think that those are going to be fine because the service history on this is immaculate and it's with the car, which is even better. And yeah, so the things that I know that need doing at the moment are just need to see if these alloys need refurbing. I'll cover that in a minute because they look like they're bleeding away, which they are. But we have to sort out the central part here. Need to get that back in and connected up, so we need to do that. And the other issue that we have is that it's saying that the boot is open and it's not, so it's either going to be the hatch wiring or the latch. I don't think it's going to be the switch. It's either going to be one of these or one of those. My plan is to swap out the latch first with another one from another car, test it, and if the problem still goes, then we know that it is the hatch wiring. There's no point doing the hatch wiring if it's this. This is a 5-10 minute job max to swap them out. So in this video, I'm hoping by the end this will be nice and clean, fault free, and MOT'd, and fingers crossed, ready to go. So yeah, we are at the beginning of December. My time is quite precious at the moment. I don't have a massive amount of time. It's unfortunate, but anyway, let's get on with the video. Let's get things done, and the first thing I need to do is I've put some auto glim wheel cleaner on this just to bleed it out, get rid of all the brake dust. I need to clean these up to see what I'm dealing with, whether or not these need a proper refurb or something very light. So all four wheels are now currently bleeding away. We're just going to give them a rub down, and then we're just going to hose it down and see what we've got. Right, we've scrubbed away. To be fair, just by scrubbing, I don't think we're going to need acid wheel cleaner, but let's have a look at what results we get. This is just obviously a relatively quick scrub over. I think, but do you know what? I mean, so that's that one. And then I've already done this one around here. These are a remarkably good nick for a 12-year-old car, aren't they? I don't think there's going to be anything we need to do on these. Obviously we'll make sure that they're ultra clean. But yeah, and the rear ones are probably even better than that. So yeah, I'll just finish up on these. Let's just give these. This is incredibly dirty. And yeah, I don't think we're going to be doing any wheel refurbishments, that's for sure. It's one less thing to do, isn't it? Right, just going to finish off doing these, and also just getting rid of all the dirt that's on the actual tyre itself. But wheels are good. Right, I'm happy with those wheels. They don't need refurbing. That's come out nicely actually. Again, there's no massive oil or heavy staining on them at all. In fact, let's put this back on. Oh dear, oh god, jeez, that's almost like that's been stuck on, isn't it? Ugh. No, that's not going to work, is it? I didn't realise that. That's interesting. Gonna need a new one of those. I did wonder what the glue was about. But yeah, that's absolutely buggered. Okay, that's fine. We can deal with those things. And that is the other one there, so that's good as well. So yeah, we are good on the alloys. Happy about that. And we move on to the latch. So I've got that out of there, pulled that out of the one plug here. So all I'm going to do, I think I'm going to rob it off this one, plug it in, see where we're at, and if it's still coming up with the issue, then we know that it's not the latch. I really do hope it's the latch, really do. These are an absolute pain in the arse, and as you can see, it has already been hacked away before, which makes me think that there could be an issue. But let's get it out of this one while we've still got light, and we'll come back, plug it in, shut all the doors, turn the ignition on, and see. So this is completely dead. This is the Bluetooth module, got absolutely no power. And when I connected up the C-Tech, see, it doesn't seem to. Don't know, it's flashing. Anyway, I'm really not too bothered by that right now. We have taken out the old latch, or the latch from that one. That has now been bolted in for the test. So first off, let's just, I really didn't want to do that. That's my socket set just gone tumbling down the back there. Right, so that is shut. Okay, right, let's just make sure all these doors are shut. Okay, let's just zoom out. There we go. Just got to actually find the key. Where do I put the key? Right, key is here. Fingers crossed, everyone. Fingers crossed. Okay. Right, so I have moved it now over to my dad so that we could have a look further at, because he's a bit of an electrician whiz, so we're going to have a look at the hatch today. Just gone around the car again, and I can't remember in this video, I didn't realise that this was missing, so I put a new one on. But there's also, notice how squeaky clean this bonnet is, and also partly the latches. If you look, the hinges, everything looks just pristine, and for 2012 all of this should start to rust up here as well, and it hasn't. So it's either had a respray, I think it's had a respray. It's a bit weird, isn't it? But anyway, also going to adjust these as well, and also noticed that they, in here, probably can't see it, that was gaffer taped behind the light lens, so need to put a cover on that. So small little things. So, but yeah, drove it here. Generally, it's pretty good. Only thing is, probably the brake pads were, whether or not it's been standing for so long, or whether or not there's not a huge amount left on the brake pads, need to check those, because it just felt a bit rough when braking. So that's also what we've got to do today. But anyway, we'll get on, see what we can do. Okay, so the hatch wiring, the problem, can't get the light off on the speedo saying boot open. Tried and tried, swapped these over now twice with different ones, still getting the issue. The hatch wiring has been removed. As you can see, it's been looked at and it's been, gone through all the wiring. It doesn't appear to be anything out of place on the hatch wiring, but when I check it with multi-ECU scan, it still says that it thinks that the boot is open. So we've got an issue, and it's a bloody pain in the arse. It really is. Can't work it out. So we're going to have to come back to that one, work out what we're going to do there, because I'm running out of ideas. Quick check on the brakes. Discs and pads are all okay. So happy there. And at the moment, that is that. Just doing a little comfort break before working out where we are to go next on the car. I'm just trying to think off the top of my head where we're done. So in here, pretty much, as I say, we've got to work on that. I don't think I'm going to be able to do anything like that today. So yeah, not so good. It's another project, I'm not going to lie, where this is not simple. It's not been easy. I'm going through a phase at the moment towards the end of the year where nothing is going my way on these cars. There's always an issue, and the issue is not sorting or clearing within an hour's work or something like that. There's a problem with every car that I've got, and yeah, so getting me a little bit down, not gonna lie. Anyway, we crack on, we get on, and we do what we need to do, and let's just reset and work out what we can do on this one. Right, we are desperate to get sorted on why it's coming up saying boot open when it's not. We're down to 2 ideas. Well, I say 2 ideas. We've got 3 theories. We've already covered one, which was the boot latch, which we've taken from this one, and I've taken from another 500 just to be sure, and it didn't solve the problem. We have 2 more theories. We have the wiring loom at the top, and we have we'll call it the switch here. We have these 2. This has been played around with before, but before we start delving into this, it's quicker for me to swap out the switch with this one. We'll swap them out, try it again. If it clears it, we know it's the switch. If it doesn't, we 100% know it's the wiring loom. My money's probably still on this one, but because this is all still like in a shroud and it's all been taped up and everything, as I say, it's going to just be quicker just to swap these out. So that's what I'm going to do today. It is coming up to mid-December. The weather is pretty dire. It's just not nice at all. So yeah, I just don't feel like doing a huge amount. But anyway, so So I'm just going to do this one job for today, I think. So yeah, we are going to need a few little tools, and we're just going to undo the switch from the inside. So we've got the switch off. It's 10mm. It's 4 10mm bolts. All you got to do is just take off the cover from here. 10mm bolts, 4 in there, and then just unplug it from there. So we've done one. Normally it would be nice to have just a spare one lying around, but we don't. So I've now got to go into this one and take that off to test it. Probably in hindsight, in the future, it's a part that I probably want to have spare so that I can test them without needing to take apart another car. So right, I'll go and get the keys. This one though is flat. It might not be actually. I don't know actually. I'm gonna have to go in through the back because the battery's dead. Going through the back and manually take that latch off. Right. Let's sort this out. Right, so as you know, these lights, normally the bulbs just come out, but somehow this bulb holder in here, bear with me, that one there, is not there because it's behind here. And I've tried my best to get it out, and yeah, it's not working. And unfortunately, hold on, let's just get out of this. Unfortunately, this just doesn't come out. It's not. It's just held in, annoyingly, really difficult. So unless you start stripping the car, it's just not easy to come out. And as you can see, I've removed a lot of the trim to see if I can get my hand in here to get behind here to find that wire and try and pull it and replace the bulb. Unfortunately, to no avail. It ain't working. So my plan now is I'm going to cut into this to then be able to try and get some of these in to pull it out. Now I probably might pull it out. It's where it goes after that. And you might be considering or saying to yourself, Alex, that's a lot of work. Why are you doing it? You know, but I can't spend a massive amount of time on this. You know, for what this is and for what that does, it feels like I'm going to spend too much time on it. But when this is all put in and you've got one light on which shows up this side and this side here will be totally dark, in the night you want to see where everything is. And for something that's literally pence, I need to get it sorted, or at least need to attempt it. On a £2,000 car, which is roughly what it will be, you could argue and say it's just not worth it, but I need to at least make an attempt on it and see if I can cut through into there. So we're going to use a multi-tool. I'm going to see what I can do and then try and manipulate it. So let's get on with that little project. Right, I'll cut that off. Now I've just got to, let me just see if I can put that in. You can just about see there. So I've got to use these, and we're going to try and pull that back through. And I've already just tried it. It's fiddly. It's fiddly, that's for sure. But hopefully we might be able to get something, and then once it's through, then work out how I'm going to sort it. So might have to be glued. But anyway, let's just try and get that in. Yeah. Huzzah, we've pulled it through. So just got to swap out the bulb. And actually, do you know what? That's not really going to move or go anywhere, is it? Once that's sort of in position. I mean, it's slightly moving, but it's not going to disappear in there. There's nothing like forcing it against, do you know what I mean? Forcing that like inwards or anything. So that might actually just stay in there. You could actually just properly just blob that with a bit of glue, to be honest. So I'm going to swap out the bulb. We'll just test it, and then, yeah. I know it's a bit hacked, but no one's going to see it. But it was the only real solution and the quick solution to get that sorted. Okay, so we're all back in. We've all put the everything's back on. That's back in. Everything's good there. The light is on in there. So everything is back there. So I am relatively happy with all of that. And yeah, so not really now really anything I can really do. This just involves a massive clean-up operation in here, getting rid of everything. I'm having to take this back out because the speedo's showing the usual fault with the airbag light on the top, and we can't have that for an MOT. Although it's not showing, but what I mean is it's, hold on, where's the key? Let's see if I can show you. So when you, it's so if we just take that off, you can see it's flash. It's not flashing. That's only because it's a little bulb. But basically, they are on display. That the camera actually makes that worse than it actually is. You can barely see it, but you can see it, if that makes sense. So for an MOT, that's going to be a failure if they are looking quite hard. So I'm now in the process of removing everything back out, and I will swap over the speedo to something that works properly. So there we go. Yes, we have made a bit of progress today. That's the main thing. And then I think the last part will be the hatch wiring. That's going to bring us to the end of today's video. We are pretty much there with the car. We've just got to still work out the hatch problem and why it's saying it's open. I think we know why. It's the hatch wiring, but we can't find any issues with the actual wiring. So it looks like it's got to be that the wiring has got to be looked at that's hidden. Otherwise, the car is going to be good to go because it's had its service. Everything checks out. That's all good. So I'm just trying to think. Yeah, I think that's about it. Then it just needs a good old clean, and then it's all ready. So, oh yeah, sorry, and I just got to replace the speedo, but I'm not going to. That will be the last thing that I do. So replace the speedo, get it MOT'd, and we are good to go. So that's going to be the end of today's video. Thank you for watching. Happy New Year to all my subscribers, and yeah, I hope that this year brings you everything that you wish and everything you desire, and above all, that everyone is healthy and all your family and everyone like that is all healthy and safe as well. So yeah, I am getting cold in the outside gym, which is in the garage, because it's cold outside. So yeah, if you're still watching, hit the thumbs up button, and until next time, see you all again very, very soon with some more car stuff. I've got a lot of content coming up, so yeah, January could be an interesting month of content. I'll see you all later.